On your device, open Network Settings. Find the Wi-Fi network created by Avior and connect. Run Avior Net. Select the COM port to which Avior is connected by means of MobiLink cable. Enter the device password. Factory default is 0000. Information are retrieved from device and shown. Click on the toolbar to select Wi-Fi settings. Then enter SSID name and password of your Wi-Fi network. Confirm, and wait for the assigned IP address. Enter the password of your device. Select the preferred language and click to access the user interface of the device. Web identifier is shown at the top of the page. Drag and drop the panels to arrange your desktop. Display the status of the inputs and the accumulated time with active input. You can also reset the counter. View the status of the outputs and turn them on or off with a click. Display the pulses counted by the inputs you've activated. Display the average, minimum and maximum value of each analog input during the measurement time you have defined. Just one click to view the instant value. Device version and data network currently in use. Information on the Wi-Fi network, SSID name and current signal strength. Cellular network information, operator name and signal strength. Status of the main and auxiliary power source, with indication of the operating time from each source. Display the average, minimum and maximum value of the backup battery during the last minute and the operating time with battery power only. Display the average, minimum and maximum temperature values within the unit during the measurement time you have defined. Current time and time zone. Current mode for updating the onboard real-time clock. Automatic from the network or manually set. Current setting for the eventual automatic reset to a specific interval, to guarantee a periodic restart in case of unexpected anomalies. Just click if you want to set the onboard clock to current date and time. Check if the SD card is installed. The power supply for input is active or not. The infrared interface is active. Sending the local operations log to the cloud account is enabled. Verify the assigned device IP on the public network and the one assigned within the local network. Read current firmware version and date of production of connected device. Read the IMEI of cellular engine and the firmware version running on it. Display the SIM identifier and the current access point network for data transfer over cellular network. Telephone number of the last caller. Click on it if you want to store this number to user's phone book. The last received DTMF code, entered typing on the keypad during a phone conversation. The last phone number called by the device. The text of the last received SMS and the phone number that sent it. Click on it if you want to store this number to user's phone book. The subject of the last received email and the sender address. Click on it if you want to store it to user's phone book. The text of the last chat message and the sender. Click on it if you want to store this number to user's phone book. The last code detected by the infrared receiver located on the front of the unit. Information on the current position of the device is shown at the top of the page, also visible in the map below. The marker shows the time to which the marked position refers. Click on the pinpoint to center the map to the current position of the device. Select the type of map you want to view. You can check the zoom level and search for a specific location. Click any point on the map to set it as the current device position. This page displays the chronological list of the activities performed by the device and stored in the log file. You can export the list to a CSV file, or send it to the printer. On all pages, the indicator indicates when a communication with the connected device occurs. Avior recognizes calls, SMS, emails, codes and messages that come from the stored users. You can filter the list by specifying any combination of characters, and reload it from the device. You can save the user list in a file, or send it to the printer. The list shows the type of user and his name. To modify an existing user, click on the corresponding line. To insert a new user, click on one of the empty lines. Select the type of user you want to store. It can be recognized by the telephone number, by a Weigand code coming from a keyboard or biometric sensor, or enable a specific email sender. You can also store the identifier of another Avior device, and enable apps that connect via Bluetooth or via the Internet. Assign a name to this user, and enter the identifier that the device will recognize. In this case, a phone number, but it could be an email address or a Weigand code. You can limit the activity of this user to a period of time by specifying the start and end dates. You can also define a daily limitation by specifying the enabling and disabling time. You can also define for which days of the week this user will be enabled. Set an optional membership group. Optionally set a maximum number of operations that will be decremented with each use. Now you can leave or confirm the storage of the new user. To remove an existing user, click on the red bin. Here you can configure your device. Expand or collapse all groups. Save the entire configuration as a file. Or send it to the printer. You can reboot the device. Or switch it off. Click to expand a single group and show the parameters. You may want to change the device name and store the new value, or revert to factory default. For detailed information, click on the parameter name. Let's see very quickly the many settings you may want to change. Avior can send alerts when a specific event occurs. You can filter the list by specifying any combination of characters and reload it from the device. You can save the recipient list in a file or send it to the printer. To modify an existing recipient, click on the corresponding line. To insert a new recipient, click on one of the empty lines. Assign a name to this new recipient. Select the event that triggers the alert. For some triggers you need to specify a threshold value. Set the type of alert you want to send when the selected event occurs. Enter the identifier of the recipient, in this case a phone number, but it could be an email address or a device identifier. And write the text of the message to be sent, or the name of the audio file, if any, to be played, if you have chosen to originate a phone call. You can also define for which days of the week this alert will be sent. Now you can leave or confirm the storage of the new recipient. To remove an existing recipient, click on the red bin. Avior can be programmed to perform actions when an event occurs. You can filter the list by specifying any combination of characters, and reload it from the device. Click here if you want to store a set of predefined standard actions. You can save the action list in a file, or send it to the printer. To modify an existing action, click on the corresponding line. To insert a new action, click on one of the empty lines. Set a description for this new action. Select the event that triggers the action. For some events you need to specify additional parameters. Define on which days of the week this action will be performed. And enter up to 5 commands to execute, among the many available to control the device, manage services, and messaging. Now you can leave or confirm the storage of the new action. To remove an existing action, click on the red bin. Avior can carry out specific actions at set deadlines. You can filter the list by specifying any combination of characters, and reload it from the device. You can save the scheduled operations list in a file, or send it to the printer. To modify an existing scheduled operation, click on the corresponding line. To insert a new scheduled operation, click on one of the empty lines. Set a description for this new operation. Set the time at which you want the operation to be performed. Define on which days of the week this operation will be performed. And enter up to 5 commands to execute, among the many available to control the device, manage services and messaging. Now you can leave or confirm the storage of the new operation. To remove an existing operation, click on the red bin. From this page you can easily manage the files stored within the device. The tree structure displays the contents of the various units and folders. The S folder represents the microSD, which contains, among other things, the web pages that provide this interface. Click to expand the folder, displaying subfolders and files. Click near the folder icon to upload a file to the specific folder. Click near the file icon to delete or download the file from device. The P unit contains the audio files that can be played during a phone conversation. Must be WAV files, and you can upload and download them, as previously seen. You can also play a file in the device's memory. If you need to create text messages, you could click here. Enter the name to be assigned to the file, the language, the text, and the playback speed. If you confirm, the file will be generated and saved directly in the P unit. In the left panel you can see the activities in real time as they are performed. This page provides a very simple terminal emulator. Type the command the same way you would from the COM port, and wait for device reply. You don't need to send the login command, since you're already logged into the web server. If the device has internet access, click here to view the available commands. Are you a developer? You can edit, add or delete HTML pages and associated files to create the interface you prefer. To learn more, look here. Do you want to create cloud systems? You have a complete set of API available here.